Hey, welcome back to episode 2. Well, season 2, episode 2, right?
Oh, yeah. It's season 2, episode 2. Yeah.
It's Ashley and Jacqueline.
Yeah. And you guys can't see this, but we now have matching podcast shoes.
Oh.
Yeah. We have matching podcast shoes. If you're listening on Apple, sorry, you can't see. But if you're watching on YouTube, we now have matching shoes.
Yes,
and they're a lot of fun. Yeah. So, interesting topic for
buzzword
today. Yeah, that's what I'm going to get into. Buzzword is going to be trends. So, I'm going to have to explain it and take a sip, but I'm going to explain to you guys where we came up with
this episode.
Yeah. Cheers to the episode. Oh, I got some ice. I'm crunching.
Oh, wow.
On my microphone. And tahini. Okay. So, this episode is going to be a little controversial because we are going to be talking about trends. I'll just help myself. That we maybe don't agree with or we aren't on board with in the aesthetic industry, but they're huge, heavy hitters. People know them, ask for them by name, things of that nature. So,
and everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. There's probably going to be a lot of people that agree with us. I just think there's probably going to be more people that don't. But that's fair game.
It's the ones that actually come in and ask for that, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So, I actually got this idea. So a mentor of mine, I've referenced her on other podcasts we've been on, but I don't know if I've ever referenced her on our podcast, is Kaylee Lindholm. She's based in California, but she owns KLC Consulting. She has a pretty popular, pretty famous podcast in our industry, in the aesthetic industry. It's called The Fierce Factor with Kaylee Lindholm. And one of the things that she discusses, she does have classes and like master classes and courses and stuff that you could take, but it's also discussed on the podcast is kind of disrupting your market with like having a trend that you're like, no, you know what? I don't like that. And I'm not going to offer it. And here's why. And she kind of talks about the fact that like, that's okay.
Yeah,
like,
you don't have to.
Why do you have to buy a machine just because everyone else is buying a machine? Why do you have to offer a service just because everyone else is offering a service? Yes. If that is, not the gap in your market and not what you need to be doing, just don't do it. And that's okay. Like there's nothing wrong with that. And so I will lead off. I am like terrified to even put this out into the world, that I don't like this. But I'm just going to say it. Hydrofacial.
I don't like it either.
Hydrofacial. The hydrofacial machine, the entire science behind it, I don't like it. It is one of the most popular, I have to say it, can I say trendy?
Still is the same word, kind of. Right. Just adding
Well, it is a very trendy thing.
Drink.
Yeah. He's got his finger poised over the button. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to skate by with that one. And I'll defend why I don't like it. So, anything that has like a vacuum like that, I don't think should be used on more mature skin. And by more mature, I mean really anyone over the age of 30. That's when our stem cells start breaking down in our skin. We stop producing quite as much collagen. And I think that you have to be very careful with the integrity of your skin. Our skin starts to thin. Why would you do a procedure that makes it thin out even more? And a lot of people, will come to me, I know, and say, oh, well, I do it for the extractions or whatever. You can do manual extractions. You don't have to have a vacuum. Yes.
And plus a vacuum is not going to get all of it.
And honestly, if you actually read these consent forms, they will tell you it really shouldn't be used on acneic skin, shouldn't be used on sensitive skin, shouldn't be used on acneic skin, shouldn't be used on anybody with rosacea. And a lot of people have sensitive skin, and our skin gets more sensitive as we age. So there's a site, you can look it up. It's called Dermois, and they have a chief scientific officer. Her name is Eve Kasha, and she did a whole in-depth study on hydrofacial, and they really found how much it actually thins out the skin over time. And that also causes all of those broken capillaries. And people come in constantly to us to get lasered off these little broken capillaries. And I'll ask them, like, do you regularly get microdermabrasion or hydrofacial? They're like, oh yeah, monthly. And they're like, but I'm seeing so many coming up. And I'm like, okay. the other thing too is when you hear about these trendy things, you might not know, what's really happening behind the scenes, right? Because you're laying in the bed and the technician's kind of working over you. And I will say I have worked with the machine in the past, and it's not easy to work with. It is actually a very...
You said a microderm?
No.
Oh, the hydrofacial.
It's a very finicky machine to work with. It has a lot of issues, problems, kind of breaks down. The company does have a lot of turnover, so it can be hard to kind of get a rep on the phone to help you. And then... there's like such a fine line with how you're using the serums. Like if you do too much, like too much comes out. If you do too little, not enough comes out, and then you're really just sucking and dragging on the skin.
I have a question, but
yeah, go ahead.
What is the what are your results you're wanting to achieve if people are coming in and getting a hydrofacial? Like, what do you think that they're really wanting? At the end of the day, do you think they're coming to you to rebuild like collagen with a machine like that? I really think
they just want like clean, glowing skin, which is 90% of people's point when they come in for a facial. That's what they want. Well, you can achieve that in a multitude of different ways without damaging the integrity of the skin. And over time, you're going to strip that barrier away. So essentially what it is, it's called like a hydrodermabrasion, where it's very similar to microderm, where it has the vacuum, but where microderm has either the crystal tip or the diamond tip.
Correct.
It doesn't have that.
Okay.
So it's a plastic tip, but then there's another part of the procedure that deposits serums into the skin. But a lot of it does like kind of run, and you're kind of trying to like chase it and move it on. So a lot of it's really not penetrating. Yeah. And those products are very expensive to work with. So coming from the provider, it's not always, cost efficient, I think.
Well, when you said like age, you had mentioned about age and losing like elasticity and collagen as we get older and like more mature skin.
Right.
That wouldn't even be a service I would offer to somebody with more mature skin.
You really shouldn't. But like I said, I mean, some people, it starts breaking down when they're about 30. So where do you then draw that
Because that's just a little bit of
the age of when to do it, when not to do it.
Yeah.
Is my thing. And then here's the other thing, and I'm just going to throw this out there. People who I know for a fact, because they're friends of mine or they're patients of ours for other things, that regularly get hydrofacials, I don't really see a difference in their skin.
Well, also, hydrofacial products are not medical grade.
Well, some of them are. They do have some contracts with some of the medical grade. Like Zeo has a contract with them. I believe Neocutis does, like Circadia does. Like there's a couple that do. So you can pay more and upgrade your service to that, to have their vials be used in like the pen instead. But my other thing is, like, when I see these people that tell me they get facials monthly, like religiously, and I see their skin and they still have all these acne scars and they still, are getting these breakouts and their skin still has like a rougher texture to it. All these things that with monthly facials or the proper treatment.
Correct. Really, I was going to say like the proper treatment for what they need.
Right. Yes. Like if they were really getting done what they need. And sometimes I wonder to myself, which I would never say this to them, but I do wonder to myself, are you sure you're not just friends with your technician? Like, are you sure you're not just going because of the relationship that you have with this person?
But also, why is this person not educating them on their skin to maybe offer different services?
Correct. Yes.
That would actually work too. Or like, hey, where do you see your skin? What are you looking for to get out of this? Are you just here to get your fluff and duff every month
because
and be my friend?
You've been coming in there monthly, you should have some pretty
good results.
Looking skin.
Yeah.
Yes. And especially if then you're compliant with what they're telling you to do when you get home. But that's your job. Our job is to fix the problem. It's not to keep the problem so you keep coming back. Our job is to fix the problem so that way, hopefully, you'll come back for something else. Or you'll come back to maintain.
Refer us, people, because we fixed your problem.
Your results. Because you might have that type of skin that, breaks out. So you want to maintain the fact that it's not going to break out. But really, you shouldn't be. people just say, oh, well, my skin just breaks out all the time. Well, but it doesn't have to.
Correct.
It doesn't have to. I can promise you it doesn't have to. It is because it's allowed to. It doesn't have to at all. So that's my whole, that's my bit. And actually, you can even look it up. There was a model who went forward pretty publicly, I won't say her name, with hydrofacial because of a severe thinning of the skin. And she kind of documented what she had to do moving forward to increase the integrity of her skin, again, using different, like,
I mean, I'd rather have a microneedling treatment, needle product into the skin versus just letting it kind of sit on the surface.
Yes. Creating those micro wounds, you are actually,
And at that age of 30, when you're saying that we want to start now treating for elasticity and collagen reproduction, let's maybe just suggest 4 hydrofacials a year to keep you get once a quarter.
Yeah. And then further back myself up.
What do you got?
Strength in numbers, everybody. Strength in numbers.
What do you got for us?
I was playing around on Reddit. So this is going to be my Reddit contribution for today.
We're already doing one right now? We're not done.
I know, but it's just going to back me up.
Okay.
So I started looking for, I really like strength. I like to be
wait, is it over?
Yeah. No, I like to, no, we haven't even gotten to what you,
She's like,
you
bam,
hate
we're
yet.
done.
No, we haven't gotten to what you hate yet. But this is what, so I started doing some research and I came across, there's huge Reddit threads about this, but it's from people in the industry who are like, really, you shouldn't be getting this done. So this is from an esthetician who has it at her place. She said, I'm so happy I'm not the only one that feels this way. I've been saying this forever. I hate hydrofacial. She capitalized this, dragging, with a bunch of G's, on the skin. The serums are so, bunch of O's, watery. It literally drips down people's face. This is what I said. But if you turn it down, it won't come out at all. If you use too much, you're wasting product, which is so expensive. The quote-unquote peel is so superficial. Last week, one of my coworkers had an older lady come in for a hydrofacial, and she left with the entire right side of her face bright red with burst capillaries from the suction being too high. It's just so easy to mess things up. If you have $200 to spend on a facial, why, capital letters, would you not get an actual facial with good products that can be facially massaged in, and you could always add on a peel or something? And I agree. Mechanical exfoliation versus chemical exfoliation. This is something a lot of people don't know. There's 2 forms of exfoliation. There's mechanical, which is going to be your scrubs, your polishes, your microderms, your hydrofacials, whatever. And then there's chemical exfoliants, which is going to be your glycolics, salicylics, retinol, AHA, BHA, there's a million out there that will still work on the integrity of this, like the texture of the skin, but maintaining the integrity of your skin.
But I also feel like if you're a really good medical esthetician or esthetician, why would you ever bring somebody in that has an older skin? I would detour off of a hydrofacial.
Well, she should have been detoured off of it. But if someone has drank the Kool-Aid in regards to the service, they truly believe it is the best thing. But also, this is the problem too. Like, I don't believe that in a lot of aesthetics, general aesthetics in general, there is not a lot of education anymore. No. So a lot of these people, unfortunately, are not trusting their instincts or intuitive enough to know what's right versus what's not right. But I think you really have to do your research on who you go to now, because some of these girls straight out of school, we interview, and it shocks me, how little they really know. They don't do clinicals anymore. No, yeah. They're not working on anybody. And it's kind of discouraging. And, I've always, I want to give a young girl or guy fresh out of school a chance. I really do, because we were that person at one point too, right? I really want to do that. But then some of them I'm like, oh, no, I can't do that. We're in Naples, Florida. People, these patients are educated, man. They've been doing this for a lot of years. They know their stuff. I can't throw them in the room with a newbie and hurt my reputation.
Correct.
And I blame the schools for that. I don't think that they are preparing.
They're giving them the fundamentals. They're giving the basis. They are not in depth going into anything, but I am a believer you really do learn more when you are physically out in the workforce.
Sure. Yeah. Experience is more.
Exactly. And, you know, I do think that sometimes it is good to train somebody new because they don't have any habits that you have to like go around.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not going to come in and bring whatever they've learned in the past and say, no, this is the way to do it. When you have someone new and fresh, you can just say, this is how we do it. This is what Skin Deep is known for. This is, you know, what we've built ourselves off of and why.
I just wish they were more like knowledgeable, but maybe that's something they need to take on themselves.
Yeah.
Like we have someone who works for us and she's incredibly knowledgeable, but she
takes the time though to do.
Even before she, you know, finished with school and while she was still in school, she was
reading the books, buying books.
Yes. She was educating herself.
Which is her passion. And she's passionate and she loves it.
She got hired.
Yeah, and she's still with us and we love her to death.
Yes, and that's why, like, it was like, okay, I know this person's fresh out of school, and you're right. We could kind of train her to the way that we do things in our philosophies, but she had that, you know, the book smarts. Like, she had that textbook knowledge of what to do.
Yep.
What do you dislike? I'm curious. What's yours?
Well, I'm kind of sad that you don't really like microdermabrasion because I do like that. But
I know.
I'll get
that's
past
the whole point of it. Like,
but I wouldn't do that on a monthly basis, and then
or on an elderly
person with a little more thin skin. I would be a really good judge of who I would actually perform a microdermabrasion on. I also don't think you need more than 4 a year. Just like a little good deep clean, surface clean. It's a little extra more exfoliant to it, but on a younger skin. Trends that I don't like are.
I'll beat you to it.
Mine's like super salty. Is yours salty? Yeah. I mean,
it tastes like a spicy
salt lick.
It tastes like a spicy alcoholic sip of ocean water.
Yeah. Okay. Great way of describing it, guys. I hope you all tasted ocean water before.
Oh, come on. You swam in the ocean and took a gulp you didn't mean to.
Oh, yeah. I hate it. So I hate the beach.
Yeah. I hate the beach? You love the beach.
I don't like the water. I'm a knee-deep person. That's about as good as you're going to get me.
Like if I can feel anything.
I wear shoes. Water shoes. Water shoes.
Just one.
Just one? Wait, did I say trends? What just happened? Anyway, I don't like the new eyebrow extension. I don't know. I mean, it's not new. What? It's been out for a little bit. It's eyebrow extensions. Yes, you actually put hair by hair, and you can just attach one extension to the eyebrow hairs to make them look fuller and thicker. But we have permanent makeup now.
I don't know what that looks like, but I can tell you that what I am imagining in my head is disgusting.
Let me get you a little visual here.
Yeah, somebody pull it up for me. Because what I'm imagining in my head is just not. I'm imagining something coming off the side of the eyebrow.
Well, I also don't like the trends that they try to sell on these social media platforms. I'm a huge person that the new 3. Oh, I did say it. Mm-hmm. Man, he got me on that one.
Oh my gosh.
Salty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our sodium's gonna go up here.
Seriously, I'm gonna need high blood pressure medication in 20 minutes.
The 3-color LED electric vibration face and neck massager that is being sold on TikTok and Instagram.
Is that thing that's curved and they are pulling it up?
Yes. And they do that and they're oh look, I have no wrinkles on my forehead. First of all, let me educate you all on LED light. LED light is only good if you have nanometers over 700. It's the only way your LED light is going to work. And nanometers are the smallest wavelength possible that light can travel. So that means it has the capabilities of penetrating deep into the layers of the skin. all of you that are out here buying these little like Neutrogena LED masks and these little handheld things that probably have 100 nanometers in it aren't doing anything for you. Nothing.
Yeah.
You're all getting sucked into it.
Yeah. I always say when people ask me about it and they're like, does this work? My response is always, well, how much time do you have to devote to it?
Correct.
Can you wear it all day, every day? Then it might work.
Because if you could get your hands on that, you'd be in a professional setting.
Correct.
They're not going to sell something like that to you that is not from a professional setting.
Correct.
You can't.
You don't hold a license. They know that. What they're going to send you home, like the at-home like laser hair removal devices.
Oh yeah, where people are like, it works better, and I'm just like,
no. My favorite is when people
those devices. We should talk about those.
Yes, and people will be in the consultation room, and they're like, I spent $799 on this machine, and it did nothing. So how do I know yours is going to work? I'm like,
oh my god, I literally probably would tell them, just why don't you leave my office?
I'm like, I mean, well, maybe because mine costs $250,000 and it's, made by like the Elon Musk of lasers. Like, and that's the difference. Like, and you can't, and a trained technician, a license, it has to be operating it on you. Like, there's so many factors there that I just don't even understand how
you even question that.
Yes,
how did you even question that?
You drove over here and you thought of that question.
Well, it brings me to another point that it kind of annoys me. I mean, I understand like laser hair removal is very competitive out there in the market, in the med spa.
And it's a very popular procedure.
And people come and say, "Well, I can get it down the road for X, Y, and Z less than what you're going to charge." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Well, what kind of machine do they have?" And then they tell you their machine, and you're like, well, that's why you can get it for that cost.
Correct. Yeah.
And
it's also who's doing it.
Yes. How much experience they have behind it. But there's a lot of different entry into machines. Correct. You can go on the low end or you can go on the high end. And a lot of people buy on the low end, and those don't have results.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I more times than not will do a consultation for someone who has already been receiving the service.
Yeah.
This is not new. And then, they'll say to me, oh, well, this place charged this. Okay, well, why are you here?
Right. If it worked, then you should be there
because it didn't work. Mm-hmm. And that's, you get what you pay for.
Correct.
Like, there's a difference there. And listen, in every industry, this is how it goes. There's high-end hotels, lower-end hotels. Mm-hmm. There's high-end restaurants, lower-end restaurants. This is what we always talk about, right? It's price versus value. They are two separate things.
Right.
The price doesn't matter if the value is there.
Correct. Absolutely.
The value matters if, you're not getting what you want out of it. That's when you look at it and you're like, no, I didn't get my money's worth. But let me tell you, if you put down the money for it and you are getting results, you're going to be happy with it.
Absolutely. I mean,
and you're going to be fine. You're going to be like, okay, yes, like that was worth well spent.
Yeah.
It's money well spent.
If you have results.
Correct. If you spend $2,000 on a bag and you carry it for 3 days and
the strap breaks.
On the strap, you're going to be annoyed. Mm-hmm. Now, if you spent $20 on it at Target, you're not going to be that annoyed, right? You're going to put it in your closet, find something else, you're going to pass it on to someone, or you're just going to carry it like that. You're really not going to care.
Yeah.
But that's what it comes into. And again, with every industry, there's different tiers, and you have to decide what you want.
Right?
There's Target and there's Neiman Marcus. Yeah. They're both stores. Nothing wrong with either one, but you get to choose as a consumer where you're going to shop.
Yeah.
But going into that establishment, that Neiman Marcus does not have Target prices.
Yeah.
You know that.
Or the same brand.
So don't expect it. And the same brands. They're not carrying the same bags. Yeah. They're not carrying the same clothes. And yes, we deal with services and products, but it's all the same.
I consider us to be more of like a luxury boutique.
Yeah, we're definitely a boutique med spa. Yes.
We hand select all of our services, our machines, our products. Especially. We'll let people come in and ask us, why don't you carry this? Well, because it's not universal for all skin types.
Sure. Or maybe we didn't believe in it.
Yeah.
Maybe we tested it and didn't
like it.
Believe in it.
Yeah.
And that's something too.
And that's another thing that for me, trends. Here we go.
Did you say eye trends?
Another thing to go along with that I don't like for the T word is that a lot of people think that it's necessary. You have to have so many products.
You hate this.
You said a T word. You can't cheat like that.
Oh. Wow. All right.
Producer drives it.
I'm going to write a review about these burger videos.
Is the value not there?
Not today. Not today.
And the best part is when you walked in with them,
I said
I so good.
I jinxed them. I totally jinxed them. You don't need 15 different facial products, skincare products on your counter for morning, night, whatever.
This is a thing with you.
Yeah, it is a huge thing with me. I'm going to take a picture next time of my little setup. But like I have 3 serums. I don't use them all at the same time. I randomly rotate them. And sometimes I don't use my serums. I'll use a moisturizer that day.
What does your routine look like?
I do eye cream every day and night. I try to do my eye cream every day and night. And then I'll do eye cream and some type of moisturizer, whether it's the Ultra Defense. I'll do the serum.
Well, do you cleanse and tone first or no?
Oh, I cleanse, yeah. I cleanse every day, twice a day.
Do you tone?
No.
I'm a big tone person.
I'm not.
Love a good
I like a good little micro scrub once or twice a week.
You do like the scrubs more
I
than
do
I
like a little. The new one I like. That's
you and my.
I like that.
Chris is the same way.
But yeah, I'm not I don't have 1,000 different little things going on at one time. I just rotate my products and I don't layer 5 or 6 a day. I'm probably 2.
I have 1,000 little things going on.
1,000 little ones.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love my products. Love putting them on. Now I don't layer. I try not to layer my serums. Like I'll do like a cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, eye cream. That's my standard. At night I'll include like a lash serum or a retinol or something like that. And at night I double cleanse.
Ooh, I need to throw a lash serum into mine.
Standard, yeah. I got a new one today. A rep dropped one off for me today to try.
I do use my Alpha Rep pads at night, but I honestly, my face literally lights on fire. It gets so tingly and spicy. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
But I never used to, I don't know why.
Our skin changes too.
I don't know. But
those ones, she doesn't use a lot of things, everybody.
Yeah, it burns. But if you all don't know, I actually am more on the aesthetic side of just facials. I do soft wave treatments, and I really was brought in for permanent makeup and lash extensions. But I've kind of switched my way into more full-time admin. I'm only doing clients twice a week, but lashes was my passion. That's how I actually started in aesthetics. And now I just kind of feel I'm being burnt out. I'm a little burnt out because there's nowhere you can go with lashes. They are at their top of the industry. It's capped off.
It's not evolving.
It's not evolving. So I think that's why I also find it boring. And then there's no results in it. So for me, having access to, the soft wave machine and being able to do microneedling and doing chemical peels and other things, I see results. I like that. I like to see the results. I like to have someone come back and be like, oh my gosh, you changed my life. I love my skin. It looks great. And with lashes, no, you don't. I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Over and over. I mean, they're definitely more confident if they have their lashes on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But see, I just don't know if I would like
my back hurts, my fingers hurt.
Of doing I don't know, me as a consumer, that would be hard for me to commit to
every 2 weeks.
For 1
hour
of time, yeah. That's my only thing.
Having an appointment.
Think if you like
I did it for years.
There is a lot of value there.
There is, but now you have all these cool lash, magnet things. You have clusters that you can put on, and it's so less damaging also in the long run for your lashes that why not go that route? And it's easier and you can save money.
That is true. That's a really good
as
point.
I'm like downing myself here, but
No, I think
it's just changing. I just think
Sure.
that there are going to be people that decide to go off and do more natural.
And I think
buy them
we
over the counter.
evolve as technicians also in things we believe in versus like don't. Like same with I did hydrofacials.
Yeah.
And now I'm sitting here getting canceled by the entire
I don't like them
hydrofacial
either. I
community.
remember when I first started at Skin Deep,
Yeah.
They had
and I
the
mean, yeah.
hydrofacial machine.
Yep.
I didn't believe in it since day one.
Right. So I mean, and you know what, funny story, I think I forgot to tell you this about you transitioning to the admin type.
Oh.
So I still patient provide. So a lot of people who come into Skin Deep, you know, they kind of see me, they don't see her. So they think like, you know, I'm the owner, like I'm the face of it. But the people who deal with like all the business side of our stuff, so like our reps, our, you know, people who we do like all of our like business with, accounting with, everything like that, thinks she's the sole like owner.
Yeah.
The other day, this 100% happened. There were witnesses. They will attest to this. Someone asked me what I was doing in Ashley's office.
No.
Yes. And I literally was like, our office? My office? Like, what? What am I? Like, they were like, oh, what are you doing in Ashley's office? Like, came around because they saw me in there. And I was like,
You're like
not only do I work here, I actually co-own it. Like, and I literally looked at this person and said, oh, I'm just going through her documents. Because I was in the filing cabinet. I'm like, they're mine. Like, I was looking for, like, my documents that I needed to give someone something on, like, the business side of things. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. I guess I just don't even work here anymore.
No, you do. You definitely do.
Yeah, and then sometimes people will be like, oh, I never see you. And I'm like, I'm here. I'm in the back.
Right,
Like, the
exactly.
door
I'm
is
working.
shut. Yeah, like those who come in for services see me.
Yeah.
But
I prefer no one even knows that I'm involved in Skin Deep.
oh, I know. And
I will like not let any. I don't tell anybody sometimes. I won't
and
even.
I
I'm
do
like, I
think
work at
it's
Skin Deep.
funny when, like, so no reps can get offended by this because they all know it's true. There's gatekeepers at the front, right? And that's going to be like your practice manager, your receptionist. Like,
Yes.
when you cold call us, they're not going to bring us out. Like, I'm usually in the back with someone, or you're in the office doing something. And then even when I'm in the office doing something and I'll hear them coming, like I'll be doing like, I don't know, payroll or ordering or something like that. And I'll hear the reps come in like, oh, is Ashley here? No. Oh, is Jacqueline here? No. And then like, we like can't leave. Well, one day I was in the back.
And that's why we're late to our podcast
Yeah,
at
sometimes.
times,
Yeah, they
because
don't let us leave.
we can't walk out of our little office because they're literally standing there, and then we will get like stuck.
We had to
talking.
hide today.
Yeah.
We had to hide today. I had to come over separately so she could continue to hide.
Yeah.
Because if we walked out of that office, we're scheduled to start at 3 p.m. It would have been 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she's a talker. We can't leave. Mm-hmm. Like, we know. We've sourced you people out. But I was in the back one day with someone, and a rep came in, and he was asking for me. And
Oh, this is a
they
good
said,
one.
no, she's not here. And I straight up walked out of the back. Because I didn't hear. I didn't know.
Oh, no, that's not
And
the one.
I walked, like, straight to the front. And the rep is just like, hi.
You're like, I came
And I'm
through
like,
the
hi.
back door.
Yeah, and I literally, I didn't know. So there I am. I'm like, hi, how are you?
You have a back door?
And
we do have a back door,
but
yeah.
we do keep it, it's locked.
But they don't need to know
yeah,
that?
And our,
Well, now
and
they
our
do.
practice manager's sitting at the front, and she's like, I thought you met in the, no, she's in with someone. I just misunderstood, and I'm like dying, and all of a sudden it clicked with me, and I'm like, this is pretty funny.
No, what about the one that came in and then was like, oh, is Jacqueline here? I'm her friend.
They all say
Or
that.
I know her.
They all
And we
yeah, you
texted
texted me.
and we're like, so do you know so-and-so? And you're like, no clue. Never heard
I
of
didn't
the
even
name.
know anyone with that first name, let alone first and last name.
Yeah.
So I definitely knew I didn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll be like, or
They lie.
or they say she's expecting me.
Well, this
that's
is-
my other personal favorite. Oh, she knows I'm coming.
Or we had a meeting
She
today.
told me to come at this time.
Yeah.
That's another one too. And now I'm like, oh, if you like waste my time now, really, like that gets me. Like,
That's
just don't do
annoying.
that. Is that can that be like a rep trend we want gone? Can we vote that we don't like that?
We can, but okay, yeah, you said trend, but I am going to say it again, trend.
And here's my thing. We buy from reps all the time because we need it. We need them, right? We need them. We need them for their machines. We need them for their products. Like, we 100% need them because they are the liaison between the company we're buying from and us. We can't run and
but
operate
also, here's
without
my
them.
thing. I got two things.
So, but if I need you, I'll call you. Trust
or
me.
if I
I'm gonna
like
call
your
you. I can't run
product
my
and I've
business without
seen
you.
it and researched it,
And you've given it to
and
me
I have
100
an
times.
interest in it, I will call you and schedule a meeting with you. Back to trends, though. So this is what kills me about the reps. They can be working and coming in and selling you a machine.
We're getting canceled by so many people today. The followers of this podcast is just gonna like, pew.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
At least being honest.
Is that you're working for company A and you come in and you say, oh, our machine is so great. It's the best. It's the top of the line. The technology is the best that it's ever been.
I know what you're going to say.
Da, 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 da. And then 3 months later, they're with a new company. Yeah. But now their new company they're with is so much
and
better.
Like, oh, remember everything I said about this one's better.
This one's so much better.
And I'm like, you just told me 2 months ago not to buy that one because it wasn't good, but to buy this one, and now switch.
And can we say online like what you say about me and with the reps?
We can't say it on a live podcast, but I will say this: she's definitely your dream girl. That's what I'll say.
As a rep.
If a rep can get her in a room for 15 minutes, we absolutely have to buy it for $150,000. It's going to be the best $150,000 we've ever spent. It's literally going to solve all the world's problems. World hunger will be solved. There will be world peace. We have to buy it.
And then I'm like, Jacqueline, come on, like, look at this, like, just look. And she's like, no. She doesn't even open the book. She's like, no. She doesn't want to look at the literature. She doesn't want to look at anything. She shuts it down.
Now, I will also say this. If I have a good relationship with a rep,
you're weak.
And not even weak. Like, I like them and I trust them and I know them well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am a sucker for that. If one of my reps comes to me and is like, listen, I got a quote in me, I'm like, all right, sign me up. What do you need? Because if I have a good relationship with you and you are a rep, I've been doing this for a long time and a long time in the same location too. So I, have gotten to know a lot of these people, even as they've worked across different companies, and I know their families, and they know mine, and they've kind of watched me evolve. I've watched them evolve, and I feel like we do have a really good relationship. Then yes, I'm 100% going to help you out, and I'm also more likely to buy from you.
Help you out? Are they helping you out?
Yeah, if I sell the product, they are. There's a profit on that.
Not as big as what you're doing to get to that profit.
Fair point.
Administrative answer.
I will definitely, But I will, and I'm more likely to follow you when you move to another company because I know you well and I know that you do sell what you believe in and back.
Okay.
And the laser and skincare field can be semi-incestuous where they just kind of move around. So if you lose a rep, you're probably going to see them again in a couple months. They just can't tell you where they've gone.
And another company coming over selling you something that's better.
That's usually what happens. They're not allowed to announce that they're leaving and going with someone else.
Yeah.
But then the next thing you know, they come in.
No offense, reps, but you got a tough job. I couldn't do it.
They have such a tough job. And that's another reason why I do feel bad for them. And then why there is a lot of turnover, too, because that's a really tough job. And they're really on the road all the time.
You're walking in and you're just like, bam, I'm here.
You gotta have some confidence.
Is so-and-so here?
But even the ones, they're always on the road. That's really hard to, have families. And that's why a lot of times, too, you see the young ones come in. But, like, I saw a rep today. She was a rep
on the road
for us for Revision Skincare for years. And I loved her. We had a great relationship with her. Now she's with someone else. And she came in and we talked for like an hour today. And I really loved catching up with her. And
she loves Jacqueline because Jacqueline opened up a big account with her with Revision.
I love her, though. I just love her. But she was telling me, like, you know, she's like, oh, I have to go. I have a 12 o'clock in Fort Myers and I have a 2 o'clock in Sarasota. Because she had a 10 o'clock in Naples. Like, she's just got to go up the coast. And she lives all the way in Jupiter. And she even said to me today, she was like, I could have never had kids and do this job.
No.
So I did one versus
the other.
Like, I didn't have children because I would have never been able to do this because I'm never home. I'm never home. I live on the road. And that's a tough thing to do. They're traveling salespeople.
Well, it's just like every job is built for a special type of person.
Agreed.
And there's special people in this world for those jobs. I could never be a nurse. I couldn't do that. But yeah, there's a special job for you in this world.
It's true.
But do you remember back when we kind of like took over Skin Deep and this new QWO injection came out for cellulite that I was sold on.
Yeah.
Completely sold on it.
Because of did you meet the rep?
Met the rep. Some reps are actually nice to look at too. The men reps.
What about the women reps?
Well, I mean, they're pretty, yeah, but I mean, the guys.
They do.
I think they handpick some guys to be reps, and they're like, "Yep, you're good for the job."
They do. They're like, "I'll train you whatever you need."
But so the QWO injections that were for cellulite, I was like, "Wow, this is great! Like, I think this would be awesome to add as a service in in our area for women, especially because women spend a lot of time at the beach or in pools, like whatever." And I came to Jacqueline about that, but she shot me down. And I don't even know what you said when you're like, no.
If it was new, I would have said it needs to be on the market for longer.
Okay, well.
I like to see market trends, and I never like to be the first to buy something. Like when a rep comes to me and they're like, oh, you'd be the first to have it. I'm like, I'm going to be the first to have it. I want somebody else to be the guinea pig
with Softwave
and try it, and that really did work out.
And that was one good one. So
but
now
I also had a relationship with that
rep.
Justin, I have a really good Justin
Jody
Messner, he's fantastic. First. No, Jamie.
Jamie, I'm sorry.
Jamie Levine, who's big in the laser world also, and Justin, and they worked together, and I knew them both very well, so I did trust them. I knew that they would, and I knew the positions that they had. And I knew that they would never have left where they were and what they were doing and the revenue that I knew they were making if they didn't really believe that this product was going to do something.
Well, you did a very good job with the Softwave machine. And it is great. I love it. It's amazing. Great decision on that.
But everything else I don't like being the first.
But I do just want to let you know that last month, the Endo Aesthetics issued a press release announcing their decision to cease production and sale of the QWO.
Love to hear it. Well, love to hear it for them, but
pat yourself on the back.
Love to hear it for me.
Pat yourself on the back, yes.
Because they have to.
Good call.
Yeah, you got to figure
now
some of this stuff out.
Now we have Softwave that actually can help with your cellulite, so.
True, see?
Cheers to that.
So we did get something else. We just got something
better
else. Mm-hmm. It was probably $200,000.
Yeah, it was probably like way more expensive. Here we are. But she said way more expensive.
I said way more expensive. You didn't miss anything.
No, but you did. Drink.
Yeah, you said it. You said it. You should have to take a sip.
But so that's I don't have as many as you do because I like to hide in our office. And
our office.
Pull myself more into the administrative world. Like, I'm ready to retire doing services and just stick to my regulars.
One day I will.
No.
I do think that one day I will. I already am stopping taking people for a lot of things unless it's like by referral. Like if you know someone who already comes to me and you want that, whatever. But If not, I do give it to Alyssa, who's
Well, I just
under
think
me,
that
and she's great.
We've put in our time for the business, and we want Skin Deep to grow and go further than where it is. In order to do that, we also have to kind of step down a little bit and steer our ship.
This is going to be another thing I learned from Kaylee that I totally believe in. She says that you have to scale back in order for your business to be able to scale up. You have to take yourself out of doing
The equation, the services.
Yeah, all the work.
Yeah.
And start to be able to delegate things that somebody else can come in.
I agree.
She actually teaches, and I would suggest this class that she has, even if you're not in the aesthetic industry, she has a class that's called Confidence to Scale.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I think a lot of business owners can agree with, it is very hard to delegate. You have to have a lot of confidence in your team and in your kind of, little ecosystem that you've built.
Yeah.
To be able to say, I can go on vacation for 4 weeks and they've got it handled. That, I struggle to find many business owners that would be like, oh yeah, I could definitely do that. Like most of us would be like, not without checking in, like not without like still doing, at least 50% of my responsibilities. Like I'm going home to New Jersey for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you better believe I'm going to have my notebook, my computer, because I really can't, I can't step away for that long, right? But that course, I think, does teach you the different things you need to put into place in order to be able to do that.
I think we're getting better at that.
More confident now. I do.
Yeah, we're getting better at that.
I actually took that class twice.
If you are not a people person, do not be in the service industry, though.
Because we work on people.
Yeah, well, not only that, you got to learn how to deal with people. There's
Agreed.
a lot of different things that can come at you in one day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And if you're not strong enough to handle it and do it, people can get to you. They can tear you down. So,
yeah.
It is something that's for the strong, not the weak.
Very true. And that's why I think too, everyone should be a server at some point.
Absolutely.
I think everyone at some point should be a server, because that is going to be a crash course in how people treat other people, and I think it will teach you.
I think everyone should work in the restaurant industry
moving forward,
and being a server, waiter, waitress, whatever, and I think it's a great experience to deal with different personalities, different types of
people, and things we hate.
Sometimes people are one of them.
I am just gonna throw this out there. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Stop. S-T-O-P. If you don't know the word stop, look it up. Stop asking small businesses or businesses in general for discounts.
Amen, sister. Amen to that. I'm over
doing
it.
that. Because, everybody, thank you. We're getting applause from the room. It is their time. It is
education.
Their expertise. It is their education.
It
is, there are so many different factors that go in to pricing. And unless you want to tell me that you're in the checkout line at Publix,
and you're asking for 20%
and you're going,
off.
Okay, this, and you want that discounted, stop asking
for discounts. Or
for discounts.
Honestly, if you need a discount, you don't need the service.
Correct. We are elective services. This is not
correct. We are very elective in leisure.
And my thing is this: when you take from a small business, you are taking from someone's family that they provide for. You are taking from their everyday life, the food that goes on their table.
Mm-hmm.
And even with friends of mine, I would never ask one of my friends for a discount. If that is something they want to volunteer, I very much thank them and I very much appreciate that, but I would never ask that
or expect it
because I also champion my friends. I want
you support
to see
them
my friends
succeed.
do well.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to them and pay them full price than go to a stranger and pay a stranger full price. I'm not going to ask either party for a discount, but I would like to see these people do well. And you're going to pay it regardless. You shouldn't be coming to me just because you think you're going to get a discount. You should be coming to me because you want to support it or also because you believe in what we do and the philosophy behind our business.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's appropriate to ask really anyone for a discount. And I had someone come in the office not too long ago, and I haven't seen this person in years. Do I know them outside of the business? I do. Yeah. But do we hang out? Do we socialize? No. I just know this person. I've known them in the past. And he starts asking me about a service that we provide. And I said, yep, we have this service. Well,
What's the name?
What's the
I was going to say, you better be asking me about the service. It was something to do with Botox. And he said to me, well, what's the cost? And I said, this is the price. And he goes, well, what would you charge me? And I'm like, this.
I'd be like, do you have the God card?
And he said,
Are you pulling the God card?
To me, I wish I was making this up. And he says to me, well, is that your cost? So I'd be getting it at your cost. What? I literally was just like, no. I also have to pay my employee. So my employee now has to do it for free.
What do they do for work?
And
because I would be like,
100%
would you like it if I came into your
right?
place?
I don't 100% know. And I'm thinking to myself, so my employee doesn't deserve to make money. Like we deserve to.
There's a lot of moving parts in this,
right?
Sir.
And the cost of the service, the price also includes the materials, the
talk
time
to my
involved,
administrator.
The room, right?
Talk to my administrator.
But also, what did I owe this person that I haven't spoken to in at least 2 years? Probably haven't seen in 3 years. What do I owe them?
I'm just
that
waiting.
My business has to eat that for you,
right?
And you're taking from my family, from my child. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like this, I don't work this hard.
For free.
And I don't work this hard for, it to not benefit who I'm working for. And that's the other thing too. Like, we're all adults. We're not just working for ourselves anymore. I'm not 15 years old.
We work to live in Naples, Florida, guys.
And I work, well, yeah. But also, like, I work to help provide for my family. Like, I work for my child. I work for myself. I work to for my retirement, to put into those accounts. Like, I work to educate, like, there's so many different things that we work for that goes towards to. Mm-hmm. And would you really take from that? And that's what you have to think about. Like, you wouldn't look at my son and take the money out of his hand. But essentially, as a small business, what exactly do you think you're doing? Right. Where do you think that money's going? It's the roof over his head and my head, and and my husband who works as well, same thing. And that's the other thing. Like, nobody's asking him for discounts. Yeah. Right? Because he works for a big global corporation.
Just don't get it done.
That would just laugh in your face if you asked him for a discount.
But just don't get it done.
Right. Then you just,
if that's the case,
don't get it done. We had someone say to one of our staff members that she would only come if she was given a discount by you and I.
I wasn't there, was I?
No.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, then don't come.
What did you want my response to be there? No, please.
Don't come.
I would rather fill that spot.
Mine would be go fly kite.
We are booked and busy. Like, I would rather fly.
This is why Jacqueline kind of has to handle situations like this, because I might tell you where to go and how to get there real fast.
With that person, yeah. But my thing is, like, I would rather fill that time slot because the time slots are filled. We are busy. Like, I would rather give it to someone who values our time and who values the service and who values the experience that they are getting. Mm-hmm. Because there are people
This is a whole nother episode.
We really did talk. We were like, should we just do an episode on this?
This is a whole nother episode. We can tie that into like our other episode of why do so many people get divorced.
That's going to be another episode. Yeah, why so many people get. We have a lot of theories.
We're gonna just pull all of our divorced friends up here too.
We're not.
We gotta line out the door. You guys.
No, we're not. But we are gonna. Yeah, we should definitely. Yeah, that might get touched on it at some point.
So
we have a lot of theories.
That's it about trends.
Because we're real experts. One of us has only been married for 2 years,
and one's not married.
Yeah, but we know the key. We can help you out. Mm-hmm. We just credential ourselves. We're only experts on skin, but we definitely credential ourselves as experts on like everything else. We think we could just solve the world's problems. And you know what? Maybe we could.
We probably could.
Probably
have good cult.
We do.
We have a really good cult behind us.
Yeah, we really could. Like, we have some good ideas.
Vote for
us. Remember
Vote for us.
You guys told us we had some good ideas once. You guys were like, yeah.
My biggest one would be during season, off topic. If you are here and not a full-time resident, you should not be on the road in the morning during rush hour, morning or afternoon when people have jobs to go to from home. You should not be on the road. You have nothing but time on your hands. You should just hang out at home in the morning.
Or like at your hotel. Yeah, and they're looking where to go.
In like the traffic.
And then they try and cross over 3 lanes of traffic because they're going the wrong way.
Yeah, that would be my rule. That if you are not a full-time Florida resident, that you have to be off the roads during rush hour.
You're probably not getting voted in. Oh, actually you would be because your constituents would agree.
Yeah.
The people who are able to vote would agree.
Yeah, and then also another thing, why do you come here for all your doctor's appointments? Why didn't you go to the doctors before you came here? I can't even get into the doctor during season because they take all the appointments. I think that's so...
What if they need a doctor?
Not that bad. I mean, you're here for 2 months and you got to go to the doctor?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. But yeah, actually, you are right. Getting in...
Blood work. Try to go get blood work during season at Quest Diagnostics and let me know how that works out for you.
I was pregnant during season and getting blood work and like no one would offer me a chair. And I'm like, I am 7 months pregnant. Like, I will...
Well, now you can get your blood work at our office. True. Just be like, pull my blood. Let's send it with my thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
call it in.
Well, guys, I know we veered off topic a little bit here, but hey, why not?
We had a couple salty margaritas.
Yeah. It's a Skinsider.
We're going, yeah.
You never know what's going to pop off.
But also, as always, ask us, what you want to hear. Give us your feedback.
Subjects for a topic, not subjects, topics for a podcast. Questions.
Right.
Okay.
A subject to delve into.
Yeah.
We really are going to start like solving all the world's problems. So give us whatever you've got.
But
yeah. Enjoy your hydrofacials.
Yeah. I hope you're spending a lot of money on those.
Just kidding. But thank you for listening to us. We appreciate you as always. We will be back in a couple of weeks with episode 3.
Trace.
Yeah, I was gonna say Trace. It's the margarita.
Yeah.
We speak Spanish now.
But always, don't forget to love your skin.